Hello folks, we're having a look at used EVs in this one, but very specifically we're looking at used EVs under 12 grand, under 5 years old, with more than 200 miles of range being claimed. So a very specific little window, which I think a lot of people are probably looking at. Now there are some great cars that don't make it to that list because I'm looking at something so specific. But I'm trying to look at things that, could possibly suit a family as a first car or a second car. Will have a reasonable amount of range for most people and haven't done crazy mileage. If you look at really high mileage examples, you can get some really crazy stuff for this sort of budget, but I've decided not to do that in this one. For those of you that are wondering, well, what about battery life and blah, 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 you'll probably see there's a lot more coming out in the press now or on YouTube, etc., of used EV batteries not being the big issue that some of the mainstream media would have you think they are. Some are now very easily repairable. And when people say, well, what about when it's 15 years old and the battery dies and needs to be replaced, or when it's done 250,000 miles? Just ask yourself, you had a petrol or diesel car that done 250,000 miles and the engine and gearbox failed, would you replace them? I wouldn't. I'd replace the car. But if you want to, there are ways of doing it. But not a bad shout to get a battery health check done. Aside from that, all your usual checks that you would do with any other used car should apply here. So let's get started. We are starting off with one of the most common used EVs you'll find. There are loads of these around. It's the Renault Zoe. This one's the R135, 70 plate on this one, 46,000 miles, 8.5 grand. Now, a Zoe's a car that you can get for well under this sort of money, but I'm looking at one with lowish mileage that's not very old. 2020 car with 46,000 miles on it. 2 owners. They're all supposed to be very efficient as well, and because there are loads of them on the road, there'll be loads of things on the used market like alloy wheels and bumpers and things should the worst happen. 9.5 seconds to 62, 134 brake horsepower. A reversing camera, as you can see in this one. Not the most exciting cars in the world, but pretty decent for the money especially. Right, now here's one I would be a little bit wary of. This could be completely fine and it could be a genuine car, but there's some alarm bells on this. Firstly, I want to tell you about the Hyundai Kona because it's a brilliant car and it's a brilliant electric car and a great one to get on the used market. This is suspiciously cheap, all right? And the reason I'm showing you this is because a lot of people get pulled in by the price of something. And just remember, sometimes it can be too good to be true. There could be a completely genuine reason for all this, but it looks odd to me. Firstly, for the pictures, it's more or less parked in a bush, which is not fantastic. I'm wondering if there's a bit of damage on the other side or if they were just too lazy to pull it out into the road to take pictures of it. I mean, would you put that in a car ad? Seriously, I wouldn't. And it's showing a bit of a lack of effort. And if they take that little effort to try and sell the car, I don't know, that's a bit of an alarm bell for me. Taking pictures of the tyres, all right, that's good. They're all good tyres. The description, very good condition. I don't have service history. I bought the car like this and I didn't use it. Looking for a quick sell. That could be genuine, but it seems odd. 5 owners the car's had, and it's a 2020 car. That again rings an alarm bell. It could well be that this is a car dealer that's bought a bit of a lemon and is selling it privately, or it could be that there's more than meets the eye with this one. Let's have a look at the history check on it. So it's had past the basic history check, which says not recorded as stolen, not recorded as scrap, not an insurance write-off, not imported, not exported. Of course, we can take some of this with a pinch of salt, like the insurance write-off. We don't know if that car's been a write-off really, because unless the insurance company recorded it, which they don't have to do legally, it would just go through a standard HPI check. That's why I use VCheck. The link is in the video description. It is an affiliate link, so if you use it, I do get a couple of quid back. You'll see another vehicle history check all over YouTube. This one's significantly cheaper and by and large does the same thing. But what you will find is this searches the history of salvage auctions. So you can get a car that doesn't show as a recorded write-off anywhere, that's actually been through a salvage auction and was an unrecorded Cat S or something similar. And it's very important to find this out because, for one thing, if you're buying a car that is a Cat S, you should be getting it a bit cheaper than one that's not. And for some people, they just don't want a car that's had that kind of damage in the past. So bear that in mind. The checks on this start at £3 to get you that basic sort of salvage check and everything. And if you go for the full check, it's only a tenner. So it's not going to cost you the earth and gives you a bit of peace of mind. Link in the video description. Citroen EC4 is next, 61,500 miles. It's a 21 plate, £11,000. Claimed range on it is 217 miles. From the pictures, this one certainly looks very tidy, reasonably well equipped, reasonably practical. Quite a nice car by all accounts. 11 grand on that for a 21 plate, 50 kilowatt hour Shine Plus. Zero tax on it at the moment. Of course, you will have that from April because electric cars are getting it. And you've got 0 to 62 time of 9 seconds. But at 11 grand, that seems like very good value. 11.5 grand will also get you a 2021 Vauxhall Mokka E. This one's the SE Nav Premium. 38,000 miles on that one. It's got reversing camera, sat nav, warranty, free delivery, 201 miles. Same powertrain as in that Citroen. One owner on that. And then we've got Nissan Leaf. Now, the Leaf's a car, you can literally get one for 2 grand. I'm showing you one with a bigger battery that's quite new, decent mileage, etc. 50,000 miles on this one, 71 plate, 11.5 grand. 239 miles of range on this one though, only one previous owner. It looks to be in fairly decent nick. Now, it's not too long ago you could get a brand new pre-registered one of these for about 13 grand. So I'm not sure how well it's going to keep its value, how well it's going to hold its value, but it gives you decent range. You've got plenty of spares available on the market. There are specialists out there that can refurbish the batteries, etc. I don't think it's a bad way to go. Tesla Model 3, this one's got 100,000 miles on it. This is the biggest mileage car in this video. But just want to show you, you can get one of these now for 11,700 quid with 254 miles of range. 2 previous owners, and that is a car that should still have loads and loads of life in it. I dare say that'll do another 100,000 miles minimum. For 11.5 grand, I don't think that's too bad at all. It's a bit livelier in terms of performance than the other cars we've had in this video so far as well. 5.3 seconds to 60 in that car. As I said, it is a big mileage, but I say here, well looked after example, private seller, only 2 previous owners. That'd be one that I would definitely consider, I have to say. Hyundai Kona 64 kilowatt hour premium SE Auto. Obviously, I've shown you that Kona earlier in the video, but this is a more sensible price for one. Sort of 11, 12, 13 grand is really the sort of money you should be paying for a car of that age with that mileage on. 54,000 miles, leather seats, warranty, free delivery, 279 miles of range. And what do they say about it here? One owner, service history, just serviced by Hyundai main dealership. HPI clear certificate means nothing. Check the link in the video description. 2 keys, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, DAB, blind spot, sat nav, rear camera, 3 months warranty. Forget about that, that would be worthless. And nationwide delivery. I hate to see cars being sold with 3 months warranty. I mean, what's the point, really? And that warranty, I dare say, is not an insured one. I dare say it's not worth the paper it's written on. I don't know, but I'm making an assumption. Don't forget, when you buy a used car from a dealership, you do have sort of 6 months of comeback. Not everything's going to be covered by them, but if there's something that's sort of catastrophically failed with the car that they should have known about at the time of sale, then they need to put it right for you. So just keep that in mind. 12 grand for one of those, though, I think it's brilliant value. I think it's a great car, like a really, really good car. I don't think it's a bad looking little thing either, if I'm being completely honest. Fairly well spec'd. I don't think you could go too far wrong with that one. Right, MG5. This is the exclusive long-range estate, 45,000 miles, 2022 model, folks. 11,989 quid, 250 miles of range. They've just actually discontinued the MG5, and I'm fairly sorry about that because I think it was one of their best cars, definitely one of their best cars. The last few of these they had remaining, they were selling brand new for 20, so keep that in mind. But you're still saving 8 grand here for a car with 45,000 miles on it, which I don't think is too bad. But the new price on one of these was 30 grand originally. They offer lots of practicality, decent performance, 7.3 seconds to 60, which is not too bad at all. 154 horsepower, loads of boot space, quite a nice interior. I don't think that's a bad car at all. Then we've got the ID3. Now, the used pricing has stalled a bit on these, and I've noticed it on one or two cars actually in the last, certainly the last 6 months, but maybe the last year, where some of the used prices on the EV now seem to have sort of bottomed out a bit, flatlined a bit, and the depreciation is now happening at snail's pace as opposed to Usain Bolt's pace. But that's the case with a lot of 4 or 5 year old cars, really, isn't it? And I guess EVs are no different in that respect. This is an ID3 Pro Performance with 69,000 miles on it, 71 reg, one owner, sat nav, heated seats. Claimed range on that is 265 miles. The original ID3 certainly had its share of bugs and things, and it did feel a little bit rushed to market, but it's a very good car for 12 grand. I dare say when that went through a forecourt originally, it was about 35 grand. So hefty saving over that. And it's just a decent enough little car to drive. It's not amazing in any way. It's not going to excite you, I don't think, especially, but it's a decent little car for that kind of money. 7.3 seconds to 62, 201 brake horsepower, 71 plate car for 12 grand. I don't think it's too bad. Hope you've enjoyed that, folks. I'd just like to do one of these every once in a while just to sort of show you what is available out there. Lots of people say electric cars are not affordable, and I think they are affordable if you look in the right places. And there are examples that are way cheaper than things I've shown in this video and more exciting than stuff I've shown in this video. But these are cars that a lot of people would be able to live with on a day-to-day basis. You know, I've got a little 𝙰𝙁𝙁𝙁𝙄𝙇𝙄𝑼𝙏, which has got quite a small range, but it's a tiny little car. You're not doing long runs in it and stuff. But that's more of a specialist thing, I would say. It's not going to suit everyone, and it's not going to suit everyone as a first car, where I think most of these cars probably would. Hope you found it useful. Hope you found it interesting. Please give the video a thumbs up. Please subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you on the next one. Huge thanks to all my channel members for your continued support. I really do appreciate it.